So after a leak a few weeks ago, it looks like there was an investigation done to take a look into an advertisement on Facebook, the Brazilian Facebook more specifically. Um, the Supposedly there was, and I kind of remember a few images of this vaguely. I just can't find anything about that. But supposedly there was a posting for simply a Crash Bandicoot mobile game developed by King, which you may remember as the developer of Candy Crush, probably one of the biggest mobile game franchises of all time. Activision has purchased King in recent years, so seeing that they had access to King, of course, and were very interested in bringing a lot of their properties to mobile, Diablo Immortal being one of those especially controversial ones. Call of Duty get released on there, but also seeing other properties that Activision was finding very successful. Crash, of course, is becoming the very glimmering sort of franchise for them since, of course, they don't have Destiny anymore. The Tony Hawk franchise contract has been gone since Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 launch at the very start of the generation. There's been rumors that that's possibly been changing and possibly becoming a franchise again or a remake. But there's a lot of speculation around that one. And it really, if you think about how they're saying they're very interested in their past franchises and the more recent earnings call, and they're happy to do remakes and reimaginings of some of their games. I think that, we don't have a whole lot of things that Activision could do. So developing new games in the Crash series, it's going to take some time. For the most part, it's a safer bet than doing a full game that honestly may or may not pan out, depending on how fans receive this. Now, we have a handful of screenshots to really look at with this listing. Most importantly is probably the design of Crash. That's probably the most glaring thing in the elephant in the room that we probably have to address nonetheless, so let's just do that right away. Not the best design. It's a very interesting blend of the Insane model, but it looks very plasticky, almost like a Skylanders figure to me. And I mean, looking at this, I don't feel like any of these images that you're seeing when it comes to the image of Crash running is actual gameplay. I really don't think that's how the game will look, mainly because it looks too good, but I would have to say that the way that the Wumpa Fruit looks, that's just a simple PNG. They're all lined up exactly the same and just scaled differently. It really looks like this is a mock-up that they can just get away with and get the point across that this is a Temple Runner style game. I don't think the game will look this way. Also, the way that Crash is facing kind of doesn't work in perspective of how this camera is supposed to be and versus how the environment should look right beneath him. The perspective is a little bit off, so that really tells me this is just for marketing purposes. Will the game play exactly how you expect? Well, you probably have a three-path system, possibly more. Swipe left or right, probably. Probably swipe up to jump. It's Temple Run. We know how Temple Run is. And honestly, this game is 10 years late. This should have been done years ago when everybody was saying, look, this is the new not Crash Bandicoot game. I mean, it pretty much was. I would honestly, I would have expected Activision to say, hey, I need a Pitfall game to be done exactly like Temple Run. And then they decided last minute, hey, maybe we should do Crash instead. Another part of that, it was about building and growing your base. This sounds like Clash of Clans from the image, but the more you dig into this, there's an actual description. It's not easy to find. The page that it takes you to, and I'll link that in the description, has an about page, kind of like you click an arrow and it gives you to about this game page. And that page, it is describing this section specifically as unlocking key buildings and create an arsenal of weapons, which then you use to grow and harvest crops to produce powerful serums, and access the Wumpa volcano to collect blaze pods, and repair the space rocket to fly to the spaceship. Some of this sounds like it's going to be like a not tower defense, but kind of like a tower defense to possibly interact with other players. I don't know if this has any online component, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of integration with that. And what you collect when you're running, I guess, or playing a level comes back to the meta game of your island. I could also just see that this is simply for the map screen for you to progress to different levels. Another part that makes me think that, which we probably should read this in order, but hey, that's kind of how we're going to go about this. So basically, one of the key elements about the gameplay was showing jump, slide, spin, and surf on the iconic tracks of Wump Island. So to that, kind of sounds like, I don't think it's really going to be iconic tracks. I doubt we're going to play a single Crash Bandicoot level from 1, 2, 3, or really any of them, but you got iconic tracks, supposedly. Collect as many Wumpas as you can. Spin through crates for special rewards. And avoid TNT crates otherwise. Boom. Uncover hidden paths and secret passages. Put your running shoes and spot all the secret hideouts. Smack down crates and get to new tracks for exclusive challenges. So, if I had to take a guess, it's Temple Run, but you have to hit all the crates, and then you have to avoid TNT. I'm gonna guess that they just put it as TNT when they should have put it as Nitro, unless TNT can be jumped on. But it sounds like you want to avoid Nitro or TNT. But why didn't you just use Nitro? But whatever, fan outrage, little cry here, whatever. Not a big issue, but it's really hard for me to understand what the base of operations is for. Story wise, it looks like, from what it's reading, it says calling all Bandicoots, Crash is back, this time on mobile. Embark on a new adventure with your favorite characters. You put a stop to Dr. Neocortex's evil plan to destroy the multiverse. In this new episode, and I don't know if that episode means that this is literally just this installment of the franchise, or if this is going to be in this various episode of more episodes to come as other packs become available or expansions to this game. But in this episode, Dr. Neocortex dispatched mutagen henchmen across the multiverse to enslave all dimensions. With the help of his spirited sister Coco, Crash must strike and bash Cortex's minions back to their own worlds. Get ready to and wump your way to madness with this new Crash game. And the line about the most iconic 90s character on mobile is probably going to piss off a few Sonic fans. Anyway, everyone's favorite Bandicoot is back, this time at the swipe of your fingertips. Join the fight with Coco and Aku Aku to defeat Dr. Cortex. No mention of Crunch. Rip. But, I mean, overall, it's hard to judge. The game's not out. I'm not going to say it's bad. I'm kind of a little bit excited for it. And it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I honestly do believe that I will somewhat enjoy this. I don't want to just say, oh, it's a mobile game. I totally expect that there's going to be a huge fan backlash. I also fully expect that there's probably going to be a huge backlash regarding microtransactions. And listen, if you fully did not enjoy the precedent of putting microtransactions as a way for people to catch up for Wumpa coins in CTR, don't download this game. I'm going to probably say that here. You're probably not going to be happy that there's probably microtransactions in this free game. Now, I understand completely the issues where you pay, in this case of CTR, $40 for a game with microtransactions. And I completely understand the perspective there, but that's not for this kind of video. But I am just saying, let's be real here. There's going to be a lot of people upset about this game just because there's microtransactions, and that Activision needs to, pay these developers money somehow and make money back on this to then be able to fund more Crash games or whatever in between, maybe more Spyro. If anything, I will say this. I kind of wanted this to be Spyro instead because I am very worried about the Spyro franchise and the fact that we really didn't get a lot of information about what happened with the Spyro Reignited trilogy in this terms of sales, but Crash got all these sales figures put out there for public knowledge, and I feel like that might be seeing that Crash got another remake and now a mobile game tells me Spyro's probably not going to be getting a whole lot of attention soon. And I hope I'm horribly wrong and it's just that Crash gets leaked for some reason more than Spyro does. But I don't really subscribe to a camp that there's going to be much in the Spyro franchise anytime soon, and Crash is pretty much going to be their go-to. If there are rumors about other games coming out or other things in the series that have been popping up, I would also definitely expect that this might be another way to launch the franchise towards more eyes, more viewers, you know, more attention overall, more brand awareness. I wouldn't say that this is going to be the worst thing in the franchise. It's actually a pretty good and smart move. Again, 10 years late. 10 years late. But I'm glad it's happening nonetheless. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about this. I really like conversation down in the comments down below. Please tell me what you think about this game. Tell me what your thoughts are overall in the franchise and where you think this game is going. Or do you think that this is kind of, that I'm right or wrong about whether they're going to go forward with Crash and kind of act Spyro and just leave that one be. It had its trilogy remade, and they're gonna just be done with that and go with Crash. I mean, I could see a world where both of them exist again, but I mean, Spyro's not getting a mobile game here. Crash is getting a mobile game. Crash is potentially, from the leaks, is getting a full blown new game. I don't hear a lot of Spyro news. I see some products, but mainly Crash products, more so because of the additional remake. But you know what? Leave your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's probably going to be a lot more coming out, and I wouldn't mind streaming this especially. Also, take a look at my Twitch. I really prefer if you guys watch on Twitch specifically. But yeah, if you're interested in keeping up with this, just let me know, or just give me your opinion down below. Also, don't hit that. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, and really helps out. Or at least that's what I've been told. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.